Welcome back. Still Rubbin Mind's final segment, and if you just tuned in, not to worry, you've not missed much. We have a guest in the studio, ending on a high note, on a very comical note, if I can use that word. He's been doing this for a while, and he's been able to carve his niche. As you all know, the comedy or the comic industry is it's crazy. Talents are coming up literally every single day. I was at a show sometime last month where the worst of them could be a headliner any day. Very, very choked up industry. But let's go straight to our guest today, Saco, the comedian.
Yes.
How you doing, bro?
I'm very good. Nice to be here.
First time? This
is my first time, yeah. My first time live.
Okay, usually what happens is anybody that comes for the very first time, you always drop about 100,000 naira towards the cause. So I'm expecting a check. Okay,
let's see how it goes. Okay, yeah.
Great to have you. For those who do not know Saco, tell us a bit about you.
Okay, my name is Saco, S-A-C-O. Saco is an acronym of my names. My first name is Sunday Ayodele Jokamadum Okundalai. Okay, but when I got to University of Ilorin in 2005, I became the senior advocate of comedy. And so professionally, I'm celebrating 10 years on stage. I celebrated 10 years on stage on the 1st of October. I'm celebrating something tonight at, having an evening of comedy.
A little bird told me that you now have an academy. Is it Saco Academy?
Yeah, I'm launching that. It's called Saco Academy. We have two names, tentatively, Saco Academy and Saco School of Comedy, Compare, and Public Speaking, where we are because I've been privileged to mentor some guys that are doing well in the comedy industry, and so most times I get people say they want me to mentor them, and I can't do that. At a go, I can't carry them all to an event to see the kind of comedy that I do. My kind of comedy is ethical, where it's family friendly. That's the kind of comedy that I do. Being mentored by Odi Malam, and people that know Odi Malam knows the kind of comedy he does, and so that's why I'm launching that. People ask me, why am I the one launching? Why don't you?
Yeah, that was actually my next question, because you have some of the veterans who have not done that yet.
Not done that yet.
And you've been doing this 10 years plus.
Yes.
You have, different brands of comedy. You have the ethical, you have the religious, you have those who just cross all lines.
All lines, yes.
But at the end of the day, you begin to wonder if the industry is doing so well, and there's so much talent, why isn't there an institute or an institution?
To cover everyone. That question I won't be able to answer you about the structure, because as you know that we have our boss at the top, who is Ali Baba, that I respect so much. He's someone
the Vice Chancellor?
I think he's the Vice Chancellor because he knows how to bring everyone together because of what he stands for. He's mentored, he's giving a lot of people platforms. He's giving me platforms, privileged to have done some things for him. And so, but this is just my little way. It's like a training. I'm starting with a training where, like in 1 week, what are the expectations? Why some people are very funny? I know some people that are very funny, but don't have platforms.
How do you tell someone, you look them in their face, in their eyes, they're coming with this, I'm the next Alibaba, I'm the next basketball, I'm the next movie, and you look them in the eye. How do you look them in the eye and tell them, look, this is not for you?
For you.
How do you manage it, or you just drop it like it's hot?
Yeah, no, I try to find out, because from their performance, I try to. One thing you should not do is to write anybody off, because that part, but especially when you say you're not funny. I've gone to events a few years ago when they said I wasn't funny, and it got to a time, but I kept on doing it. So sometimes when they come like that,
does it mean that truly there is no such thing as you are not funny? Or you just have to be persistent? You
just have to be persistent. No, you have to also find your route. I know a guy that is not a comedian, but give him a script, he's going to act it and you're going to laugh on stage. But I try to make them understand that you can be very good, because some people, everyone wants to be a comedian, but you can be a good master of ceremony that you do. You do master of ceremony. I've seen it, privileged to work with you. You do master of ceremony very well.
They didn't share the check with me, but it's okay.
So you got your own. You do your anchor events and you're witty. It's different from you want to crack a joke. My kind of comedy is I can be anchoring a program and I just play around it. Yes,
that's even another interesting, because I've had clients where they're like, I don't want a comedian.
Yes,
I want an MC.
Master.
But I want the MC to be funny.
Lively, to be funny.
So you begin to understand that, and the clients determine how the industry plays. You have people who are annoyed with the comedians who are out there. They don't know the time or the place to crack the jokes. You have others who recycle jokes. They probably work in a recycling company. They recycle jokes from 10, 15, 20 years.
Yes,
I was talking to Uncle Ali the other day when he was doing his spontaneity. And there's just this, I've heard that joke like some of these new cats that were coming up, we're cracking the same jokes. Originality in comedy.
Yes.
How do you source that out?
Everyone has his own strength. I get my own jokes from things that happen around. I get my jokes from people that work with me. I get my jokes from things I listen. My wife is a funny person. She gives me jokes. She says, baby, come and let me give you this joke. At that time, one thing I've come to realize is that even though they tell you a joke, it might not be funny, keep it somewhere. Because it will work. It's spontaneity.
Is it possible that all jokes are not actually meant to be delivered by you? Maybe you can lend
You can lend, yes. You can actually give out a joke, because I know some people that say, Saco, I get one joke and they give it to me. Some of the jokes they're not comedians, but they are very funny. And they say, Saco, this joke, give me this joke. I had my roommate that was very funny, but he wasn't a comedian. Give him a mic, he will start shaking. But he tells me a lot of materials, and amazing. I know how to deliver them.
Now, in music, you have the songwriter. You have royalty system.
Yes.
In comedy, do you see a future where I'm not a comedian, but I can just give you some jokes and I get paid for that?
Yes.
Because comedians are hardly getting paid anyway.
One thing that I'm trying to put in structure. I go to events. I crack a joke, especially for a friend, and before you know it, he doesn't pay me, and before you know, he packages the CD and starts selling. I don't get a royalty, and that's what I'm trying to correct in what I'm organizing. If I'm doing anything, I'm inviting you on this stage. You write a letter. I write a letter. You sign, and I tell you I'm going to be putting your video on this CD or putting it on my YouTube. I will give you something after. If I'm not going to pay you immediately and say you're my friend, but sign to say that you allowed me to use it. I think it's high time we get to a level where comedians or people that write jokes are supposed to be paid, because they're thinking.
Koson is still battling with the music industry, with the writers, with the producers. We've not even gotten that right. What makes you think you get it right in comedy?
You just have to try, because when you keep complaining, I think when you keep complaining, I think that's where you need to come in, because I feel instead of you complaining, why don't you bring solutions? So that's what I'm trying to do my little way. We are all potential leaders. We're leaders, and I'm raising leaders also. So what I'm doing, they are watching. The guys working with me are watching what I'm doing.
It's a fantastic idea. More about the academy. Walk me through. I walk to your door.
Okay.
I fill a form.
Yes.
I start school on Monday.
Yes.
What is a day like?
Okay, it has different curriculum where what are the expectations? Just like you said, what are the expectations of a client? Because a client sees you, and the first thing he looks at your dress, he looks at, he Googles you, checks some of the things. He wants to be sure the kind of comedy, because we're bringing in MDs of banks, MDs of different public speakers. What are your expectations? So we're going to run you through some jokes that go through an event. The jokes you're going to crack at a wedding will be different from the jokes you crack at a corporate event. It's it's not a big thing, you get. It's just some little things, because I had to go for, as a comedian, I had to go for a course, a 3-month course on presentation, to learn audience analysis, know the kind of comedy, know the kind of things you should do, know presentation skills.
What was the greatest lesson you ever learned from Holy Malam? What was the one thing he taught you?
One of the things that he taught me to be ethical in all aspects. I get to a place where I can crack a joke that even a child will laugh to, where I want to crack a joke and I begin to get scared, and I say, I don't want the student to hear. That is what
does ethical jokes, does it pay?
Yeah, it does.
Literally, I mean, does
it
it
does.
pay?
Seriously, it does, because people know what you stand for. They're not scared that when you hold the mic. I've seen people that when a comedian holds the mic, even sometimes when a comedian holds the mic, when I know the kind of comedy he does, I'm scared, especially at the venue where he sees a lot of high-profile people, and you all of a sudden he drops this thing that doesn't go well. I anchored an event in Manchester. I was privileged to have gone to. I wasn't on a bill. I went for another event, and this guy was cracking a joke in Manchester where top pastors were, and was saying, hey guys, and he was doing some jokes that were not. Before you know it, they said, Saco, please go take over. And as I took over the event, that I wasn't billed, because they are seeing the kind of comedy I'd done online. And so it matters a lot, the kind of comedy, the kind of things that you do. Yeah. And
when it comes to the Institute, how many curriculums are we, what are the courses, if I can use that word? Right now, it's something that we're doing a lot of, let's guess, a lot of people to get to know about it, because we're going to put it online. It's going to be on my Instagram page. It's going to be on my my Twitter together, because we're all gathered. Tonight, we just want to launch first, and then we begin to, because when you start telling people right now, it's like we want you to know about it, to want to put it online. It's just like I said, it's presentation skills, audience analysis, how you present
present yourself when you're under the mic, comporting, the way you comport yourself when you go to event, because people watch you from the beginning to the end. Once they look at you in less than 2 seconds, 3 seconds, they can already place you at the event. When they look at you and say, this guy is going to fit my event, in less than 5 seconds.
Now, there's a difference between fitting an event and being paid what you... being paid to fit the event. The issue of talent versus remuneration.
Yes.
How has that been for you? 10 years is a long time. Where your career will probably be plagued with more free shows than paid shows, I'm sure.
Yes.
How do you balance that with the client without losing your essence?
What I do, what I've done, for you to become a professional, you should have done it 10,000 hours. And so sometimes when those free shows, when I started 2005, 1st of October, I did some free shows.
You remember your first show?
Yes, I remember my first show, 1st of October, 2005. That was my first professional show. All the one I was just doing was church, they would just give me pop-off and they hug me and say, you are going places. You are going places.
You are very talented.
Yes, you are going places. And I said, I know I'm going from places. That's why I entered this. And just take me, give me money to go to the places you want me to go. And so I remember 1st of October when I started, it was 5,000 I was paid in University of Ilorin, Kwara Hotels then. But trust me, I've done a lot of free shows, both local and international. I've done free shows because, trust me, you need to become a professional. But in the midst of doing those free shows, I met a lot of people that understand that this guy has talent, is supposed to be paid. And so I get paid for what I do. Yes, I've done free shows, but at the same time, I balance it.
What is that?